Hello, good evening, and welcome to Yes You Can podcast. I'm your host, Tamiram Okwen. Thank you for joining us once again this Friday. It's been a pleasure that we hope we are able to reach you through last week on the topic self discovery. As I've said last week, we'll be segmenting the topic into three episodes. So today with me, I have a very special and important guest, someone who is doing little in the community, and I think it's more important for us. I think it's more important if I give her the opportunity to tell us more on what she know about self-discovery. Last week I was able to talk about some of the 11 steps about self-discovery. So today she'll be telling us on the importance of the journey of self-discovery and more. So I will give her this short time now to introduce herself to us.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I'm Naftali Naomi Naphtali, and I'm one of the founder or the pioneer of the Girls Outreach Program 2024. We started this year, and by the grace of God, it's something that has come to stay. So, I'll be talking about the journey of self discovery, why it's important, and also I'll be talking about how the Girls Outreach Program came to existence, and also about myself. Briefly about myself, I'm a foreign level student, biochemistry, Federal University Wukari, and I'm also a steward, most importantly. I love self-sacrifice. I love to serve God's people, and because I know when you serve God's people, you cannot be lost. And also the journey of discovery, sorry. Self-discovery, if it's just talking about you have to discover yourself to fulfill a purpose in this life. And for you to discover yourself, it's not just you have to read books, go to God, and many ways I'll be talking about. Like, okay, if I talk about, for me to bring up a project about this girls outreach program, I guess it's also self-discovery. I looked around the world, like from coming up, I find out that when I see girls messing around with their life, I used to find this pain in my heart. So I know that yes, there's a call for me in that side. What did I do next? I reached out to mentors, I studied myself, I gave myself time to study myself. I made sure that I discover why God is pushing me, is creating pains in my heart whenever I see girls going out there, messing with their lives up. And when I brought about this project, there's something I need to understand. Yeah, there's some people that may not, when you want to discover yourself or you are exploiting your purpose, not everybody will believe it. But then you have to remember that it's for it to no, it's not even a must that people will believe it for it to be true. So when you're discovering yourself, you have to put in mind that you will face so many challenges. But then the reason why this is so important is that you will reach your goal, you will achieve better things. And also self-recoveries can lead to discoveries of potentials. Discover your potentials as as last week I guess we were in grade leaders talking about purpose and potentials to the young girls, and we learned a lot. Potentials and self-discovery they work in line. But then self-discovery has to do with like Naomi, what is it that God has called you for in this world? Naomi, why are you born? Why were you brought to this world? Like, there's a reason why you and I are brought to this world, and you must discover it for you to make impact, for you to explore. You have to discover yourself. And about I think I've touched about what inspired me to the girls outreach program. Yes, the journey was not easy. Okay, let me share this thing with you. I think the for me to put this in, for me to to bring for me to bring about this, it has to do with a lot of sacrifice. Let me share a little story. I think when we talk about we are trying to about the distribution of sanitary pads, and then I know that I have to make a sacrifice for others to follow. So the money I was given at home to get all these Indomie, biscuit and the rest as part of my foodstuffs, I did not touch a dime in it. I just fetched the rice at home, fetched the beans and most important things and came to school and then get my toiletries. That's all. I sacrificed because and I came to understand that had it been I did not make that sacrifice, people will have not turned up the way they did. So it's very important you listen to the reason why you are called. And when you discover yourself, let me say, God is directing you to making impact in this aspect of life, like to bring young girls to Him. You don't bother about how it's going to be done. Just give yourself, discover yourself, try to make you discover yourself. One, you make necessary actions. What will I do to fulfill? After you discover yourself, what is the next step to take? After I discovered I have a call in this, the next step I took was to reach out to friends and how are we going to execute this plan. So when I reach out to others, we brought up we discussed on how to execute the plan and then we let it known to the public. The truth is that we received support more than we expected. That's just the truth. So it is very, very important as a believer, as a child of God, as even in the other faiths, it's very important to discover yourself for you to make exploit. And I think we've learned one or two.
So, Naomi, I just have a few questions for you. On this, you talk about the importance of self-discovery. So, I would like you to share on us how you really, you have shared about your journey and everything. So, how are you able to meet up with all this mentor and everything? Because, the journey is not really easy for somebody who really want to step into something to help the society. So, how are you able to meet up with the mentors, the sponsorship, and for people to really contribute? Because I have been seeing your posts on Facebook and on WhatsApp. It was really inspiring to see that a lot of people have their mind to give. So what message do you have for people out there who want to give, who want to reach out to people, but they are feeling shy? If I start it, how will I continue if I face a larger crowd? They always have that fear. People always have that fear I discussed in the first episode of my podcast, procrastination. The moment you procrastinated about something, and then the moment you begin to do it, there's this voice of self-doubt, of negativity on the inside that is telling you you can't do it. If it feels a bigger crowd, how will you really stand up to that? So what can you say about that? Like, what's your own point of view to people who are out there who can't reach it?
Okay, thank you very much for this wonderful question. What I would say in this is it is very, very important you get a mentor. Very, very important. Because you really need a mentor. Like personally, I have 5 mentors. I have a spiritual mentor, academic mentor, and then I have a mentor that every aspect of my life I share with him. Every aspect. That's Dr. Baninga Mulia, a PhD student in Michigan State University, America, USA. So he's one of my mentors that I discuss everything. But basically, I have different mentors in different aspects of life. So about taking a bold step, yes, we are all humans. We have doubts in our hearts, procrastination. This thing came to me last year ending, but I have this fear in my heart. If I bring it up, will people support me? If I bring it up, what will people say? The fear was that I was scared of people not, maybe they might say I want to use the money for my own personal needs and wants. But then I reached out to my mentor. That's why I say it's very important to get a mentor. I reached out to my mentor. I gave him my 2024 plans and goals for the year. He went through it. In the goal, I stated that the outreach will be possible, but I will not share sanitary pads because of I'm not financially buoyant to do it. So he now told me something. Now, there are people who are willing. It's just left for you to take a bold step. So I would advise anyone who has discovered himself but has this fear to take a step. You will see how it will turn out to you. Because just when God speaks to you, just take a step. He will fund it. If it has to do with sponsorship, he will fund it. Like right now, I think I've gotten someone like an organization that said they are ready to help in this very project whenever we go short of our target. So I think it's good to take a bold step. Remember, you may not fail, but even if you fail, you shall rise again. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much for that wonderful contribution. So, talking about the importance of self-discovery, she have really talked a lot on that. So it's important that she has portrayed a lot of points about her campaign. And then there's something I really like about your campaign from the caption. I think is it sanity is not old fashioned. Something decency is not old fashioned.
Yes.
So, what message do you have to the young girls out there who have gone, in the way of on decency, dressing, and manner of life? Like there are a lot of lifestyle, basically even in the university environment. Now, what message do you have for the young girls out there who don't take this aspect of decency in life very important?
Okay, when I brought about this outreach, I got questions like, how about those in university? Why am I so specific with those in secondary school? I said, okay, I'm very specific with those in secondary school because we want to stop them before they enter.
Catch
But
them young. That's to catch them young, right?
yes, to catch them young. Then about those in university, I also posted. There was a time I posted. It's not too late. You can make it right. You can make things right. You have messed up, but then even if you okay, let me say you're a type of person that you find yourself among slave queens that sleep around with married men, even Yahoo boys, just to get material things. Even I know if you said you're a changed person, they will laugh at you, but accept it. Accept it. It's better you take a step now to change, or you're destroying your life. And then when you come and notice it, or you come and discover it might be too late. So take a step today. Accept decency. There are better ways you can be very decent, and then you can slay. Like I can set example. I used to set example with Miss Catherine's with Joyce Iweze, that's Destiny Kid, Deborah Eneche, Destiny Paul Eneche, and the rest. If you see them, they slay in decency. You will never see them dressing indecent, but they still look beautiful. So there's a way you can package yourself, there's a way you can dress, there's a way you can live your life that it will bring glory to God. You don't have to go naked, you don't have to go extra miles for you to look hot, as they said. But then dress decent, live a decent life. Stop being single at home and married in school. Stop it. Embrace change and impact to life. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
a lot of them now, from what he said, some of them can bring stories like the kind of home I grew from. I don't have supporting parents that can really support me financially. So, like an African adage, a man got to do what he has to do to survive. So, should they really go into that, or what advice do you have for them?
Okay, like one of the statements I made in Great Leaders in our last outreach was, even if your parents doesn't, don't frown at indecency, be that person that will you will make a change. If your siblings are all roaming about, like there are families that in the family you cannot get a very one person that don't have child out of wedlock. But then if you find yourself in that kind of family, and be the person that will change that narrative. If your parents are not financially buoyant, there are plenty people that they are living life in school. It's just about contentment. About contentment. You so even if you soak Gary morning, afternoon, evening, as far as you have energy to carry out activities, I think it's better than for you to want to live a big life because your parents are not giving you, so you go extra mile. Okay, you can go and hustle, like look for side jobs and do decent job and do than living a life that is not even it's not even encouraging. So it's better for you to even look for a side job. There are people that do side job even in school. But if you are not opportunity, then anything your parent gives you, you manage. You manage. Embrace it, smile. The person said, sister, this one, brother, this one, you're always taking Gary. Said, yes, that is all I have, and I'm very glad. Some people are even looking for it, they don't have. Like, let me give this story before I end. I remember my tutorial level, there was a girl that told me I was using a palm, just one palm. So she came and was like, she carried the palms. I was like, "Ah, sister, how miss your palms has seen shaking." I said, okay, oh, ha, this my palms is more than good to me. Like, I did not show her that anything because I know that this is just it. I just need time. Time is coming. I will choose the shoes, the free wears I want to, and my money can purchase it. So all these type of things is a process. It's time you need. So be contented. In summary, contentment can also lead to decency because once you're contented with what you have, you will live a decent life. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Naomi, on that. So, on this girls' child outreach, so can you really tell us where you plan to see this girls' outreach in the next 10 years? What's your vision about that in the next 10 years to see the girls' outreach? How far will you want it to be?
In the next 10 years, I think even 10 years is far,
Okay,
but in the next 10 years, I want to see that girls' outreach will be all over the 36 states of Nigeria. Not only
that's a good
that,
one.
not only telling those girls, but then empowering those girls to skills, handworks, makeup, trading, and the rest, where they can get money and live a decent life. That's my vision. Time is coming, we'll open doors, we'll empower young ladies all over the states to learn handwork and live a decent life. I think by the time we empower them, we'll encourage them more not to join the way of the world. So the reason why we started with sanitary pads now is to show that we have a great plans ahead. We have a great plan of gifting young girls ahead. So for now, we are starting with sanitary pad, but in the next 10 years, we'll have it in around 36 states of Nigeria, and then we'll be holding online seminars where we invite resource persons to come and speak to us around the globe. Even if can get resource person from even outside the country to speak to us online. But then empowering young girls is my main vision. Not only talking to them, but
Okay.
empowering them is my main vision in the next 10 years.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing more light on your vision for the next 10 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have heard from my host, my Naomi, where she was able to tell us on the importance of self-discovery and then, be contented with what you have. That is very important. And then every little thing you find doing, be it handwork, whatever, just try to give it your best. Give it the best shot that you can ever do. So, Naomi, it's a pleasure having you here with us. A lot of people that want to give out, want to contribute to this girls' outreach. I'll be sharing more on that, on the details on the YouTube video that we're sharing, and then even on the Facebook post, I'll be sharing the account details and others. There's still chance for you to contribute. I know you have been finding it hard to say, how will I start this contribution? How will I support a vision? This is the right time for you. You can do it now. You can't just, if you can't do it now, there are still other times We know that people will say the economy is hard, but then it's very important that we're able to reach out to many people as we can in our own little way. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be doing the cutting here today with my guest, in person of Naomi Naphtali, who has tell us about the Girls Child Outreach. So, I would like her to just say a closing remark and some more to that.
Okay, and thank you so very much, Tamima, for having me. So I'll conclude by saying it costs nothing to live a decent life as a girl, as a boy. Let me not be gender.
Yeah, of course.
So it costs nothing to be decent. It costs nothing. Though it's not easy, but then it costs nothing as far as contentment is there. And I pray that as many as will listen to this, if you have lost, you will come back to the Lord Jesus Christ. And most importantly, let me not forget, I want to tell you about the love of Jesus Christ, the love of God in the book of John 3:16. For God so loved the world. If you're feeling yourself, you're filthy, you're dirty already, remember God's love. God still loves you the way you are. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much on that. To our dear listeners out there, people who are joining us on Spotify, on the Google Podcast, and in our YouTube channel, on the TikTok also, and our Facebook reel. We have heard the closing remark from her. It's very important one put God first in everything, because on the journey of self-discovery, it's so important that God should be the number one, because you can't really start a journey without God, because you end up falling into a ditch. So here we are drawing the curtain close today. Please like, subscribe, and then follow us. You can share the link to as many out there who are trying to discover themselves and want to know the importance of self-discovery. We just found somebody here. People may be wondering, in a town like Wukari, how will somebody just come out with a big vision like this? I have a couple of friends who, when they came into this school, they never thought they can be in this outskirt of this world. I tell them, yes, even in this little outskirt of the world, you can still find good things happening, because there are a lot of people with mind ideas that are just looking for just one opportunity to give it a shot, and it's a good goal. So I believe that 2024 is going to be a very good year. You heard from my guest, she talked about having the idea in the end of 2023. So also was the podcast idea that I procrastinated about from 2020. From the first episode, I said 29 January. That is marked in my diary. 29 January, that was when the idea came out and I decided to step out. So it's easy for you to step out into something you want to do. So if you really want to support this Girls Child project, it's not too late. 2024 is going to be a big year. So
we are targeting 20 schools for this year.
Wow, that's really a good one. The Girls Outreach targeting 20 schools just within the region of Wukari, and they plan to go globally even before the 10 years time. So it's really a good project, actually, that we would love to appreciate you to participate. As I'll be joining the project personally, because I promised to join the project, which is very important, so that a lot of viewers out there who want to join the Girls Outreach program, it's not just for the girls. With time, we will develop it for the guys too. We want to reach out everybody in the society, because decency is not old-fashioned. So from here, all I have to say is like, subscribe, and I pray you are really inspired and blessed by today's episode. Thank you.